As I look back at recovery and as I help others journey through recovery, there is this misnomer that says we can't move forward in recovery and we can't pursue restoration unless I can trust you. And I understand it, but I'll tell you it's just not true. What you don't need to pursue recovery is trust. What you need is safety. Safety is the bedrock for recovery and the pursuit of restoration. Safety is the beginning steps to reestablishing trust. If you don't have safety, you'll never have trust. And I don't know that you'll really ever have a large degree of restoration or reconciliation either. Safety can be defined as the heart's response of the unfaithful and the willingness on their part to display empathy and remorse for what they've done. Safety is also manifested by a degree of willingness of the unfaithful. If they have a low degree of willingness to do whatever it takes to make the betrayed feel safe, they have a low degree of safety. However, if they have a high degree of, you know what, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, whatever you, the betrayed, need to feel safe, I will do it, then they have a high degree of safety that they are cultivating. It's easy to kind of say it this way. To the degree of willingness on the unfaithful's part to create safety is directly proportionate to the degree of trust that you'll one day be able to reestablish. If they're not willing to be safe, you should not be willing to trust them again anytime soon. The reason is, it would be, at some level, and this may hurt you betrayed, I'm sorry, I don't mean it for that, but it would be somewhat naive to trust them too soon. I mean, why would you want to trust someone who has completely eradicated your trust in the first place? One of the last things that you would want to do is trust them again, because that could be very naive, that could be very blind. You could be opening yourself up to betrayal again before you even know it. It's funny, I'll see unfaithful spouses with incredible frustration and anger all the time. She won't trust me, or he won't trust me. I just can't get him to trust me. And I blew it, but they don't seem to get it. And then I'll ask them, well, do you feel like you're willing to do whatever it takes to make them feel safe? Well, what does that mean? And I did that to Rick all the time. What does that mean, Rick? Well, do they have all your passwords? Do they know about all your phones? Can they access your email account at the drop of a hat? Do you have any area of your life that is unexposed to them? Have you submitted every device from a track phone to a second phone to this or that? Have you given them your phone records? Have you given them passwords and emails? Do you live an open life? Do you communicate when you're going to be late? Do you communicate where you're at all times? Do you do things like that? Well, no, I'm not 5. Well, then don't expect them to feel safe, because your betrayed spouse is not going to feel safe unless you're willing to do whatever it takes to create safety for them. It's just the facts of recovery. One of the things that really frustrates me is I'll talk to a betrayed spouse and they will share with me how their unfaithful spouse has still not given up all the details, is kind of holding the information close to them and won't give it up. And usually the case is the unfaithful is protecting themselves. They're controlling the information, they're controlling the flow of information, it'll always be on their terms. They want to protect themselves, they're their own defense attorney. You can't have any meaningful conversations because they'll blame shift, they'll put it on you, they'll justify, they'll do all these things, they'll minimize, because they are not safe. And so as a betrayed spouse, I just need to tell you, if you are not feeling safe because they're not willing to do whatever it takes to make you feel safe, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to trust them anytime soon. There will have to be measures on the part of the unfaithful to create safety, and if they're not willing to do it, then you're probably not feeling safe, which is going to mean you're going to flood far quicker. You're going to have far more triggers and reminders. You're not going to feel safe. You're going to lash out because you're not feeling safe. And if you, a betrayed spouse, are not feeling safe, and you're finding yourself flying off the handle, you're having these fits of rage, or you're having reminders and triggers and all these things. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. All of those things at some level will happen early on in recovery. So if you're experiencing those things, it's very normal. But to the degree that you feel unsafe is directly proportionate to how much easier it's going to be to flood, to trigger, to have intrusive thoughts, to want to lash out at your spouse. So today I want to ask you, what's the most important goal of your recovery right now as an unfaithful? Is it to make your mate feel safe, or is it to protect yourself? If you're a betrayed spouse, how safe do you feel today? How safe do you feel in recovery? I just will tell you, to the degree that you as a betrayed spouse feels safe is in large part proportionate to how congruent your recovery will be and how a sense of oneness will flow in recovery, and it makes everything a little bit easier. Notice that I didn't say it makes everything easy. No, but it makes it all a little bit easier. Some of the most difficult times in recovery are when the unfaithful spouse is not willing to do whatever it takes to make the betrayed spouse feel safe, and when the betrayed spouse feels unsafe, I am sorry, the entire process falls apart and it will be complicated. If you're an unfaithful and you're frustrated today, ask your betrayed spouse later on at another time when there's a good, safe, palatable moment. I would say, let me ask you a question, and blame it on me. I was listening to this dude Samuel's blog and blah, 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 but how safe do you feel in our recovery right now? And get ready. If you're an unfaithful, get a piece of paper and write down. Get ready. Just go, listen, I need you to help me. Tell me how you could feel safer in your recovery. I don't know that there's going to be a betrayed spouse out there that doesn't at least have one thing that you could probably do, unless you're years down the road. But I promise you, if you seek safety, it'll make the entire recovery process a little bit easier, and we're all trying to make things a little bit easier in recovery.